Good evening, and welcome to the Music of the Night. Tonight we have another one of our episode zeros, like we did last week with Tasty. Tonight I am still your storyteller, Karnis, and with me I have...
Wait, am I supposed to answer?
Yes.
Oh, well,
Sorry.
I'm Leshok. They call me Leshok, but I will be playing the character of Caleb McCormick.
You can tell I didn't go over this with him. My apologies. Yes, so usually we do the whole... I introduce the game, and then I say with, and then people start down the line. But anyways. So, Caleb McCormick.
Mm-hmm.
A man of few words. Why don't you give a brief description of Caleb for us, Leshok?
Physically, his past, his demeanor. What are you looking for?
A little bit of everything. Just sort of a taste of what is Caleb McCormick.
Well, if you really want to envision Caleb McCormick, think of the biggest, dirtiest, not necessarily ugliest, but unkept-looking guy you can imagine, standing a little over 7 feet tall. Not genetics haven't been kind to him. He was spent most of his life in the streets of Detroit, and just never really gotten to people very well. His best friend is a severed head, and he's just been bouncing from one catastrophe to another, trying to, dealing with all of the world of the supernatural and carrying the burden of the bad things he helped make happen.
Speaking of those bad things and the streets
Oh
of
boy.
Detroit, that's where we're going to start. So, clearly this isn't
God,
Detroit,
that's a perfect image, though.
It is, right?
Yes, I love it.
Clearly not Detroit, but still, it evokes everything we want. So, Caleb, you're probably about 18 or 19, I imagine. You've dropped out of college. You've been spending the last...
I didn't even make it to college.
Sorry, I meant to say high school.
Yeah.
Dropped out of high school. You've been spending the last probably year and a half or so on the streets. I imagine you've done some things to survive you're not proud of. Given your size, you would make a pretty decent street tough. And also, given your demeanor, you probably wouldn't want to be. But
anything to distract me and to keep me alive.
So you've probably done a little bit of everything. You don't necessarily like it, but you gotta eat.
And I'm good at it.
So you're teetering on that edge that a lot of folks that spend time out on the street face. And it's the line of, is this existence worth continuing? So one night, after you did a job for a couple of guys that you know are probably connected to some sort of organized crime, and got paid. Does Caleb drink?
I mean, probably to keep up appearances more than anything.
Okay. If Caleb has a really bad day, what does he do?
Caleb has a really bad day. He would kind of go and isolate himself in whatever empty building he's currently calling home. And would just, assuming he's been able to get more battery or charge, just put headphones in, listen to music on like the really old, worn out, let's see here, when he was 19, that would have been like
Would have been a CD player for sure.
Yeah, it would have
Maybe
been a
an
CD
iPod.
player. Oh, I mean, Caleb's like 35,
Yeah,
so we're 16 years ago. We're
that's what I'm saying. Maybe first gen iPod. Maybe.
No, he would not have a first gen iPod. We
Okay.
are talking like a portable CD player,
Yeah. Most
um,
likely. Yeah.
and the only CD he has is the fucking Spin Doctors.
All right. I wish I
Um,
had Spin Doctors to you at this point, but I don't.
that's okay. You didn't know that was coming. Um, and he would just sit there and take and get out the continuously getting more and more damaged and crumpled picture of him with his parents before everything went to shit
Yeah.
when he was a kid.
Yeah.
And he would just sit there and isolate himself and listen to the music for as long as the batteries would last.
Okay.
He doesn't listen except for on the bad days because when's he going to get more batteries? Again, he doesn't know.
So, again, you got paid today. So you went out, you bought yourself a couple packs of batteries. Maybe you, well, not maybe, you bought yourself something to eat. Probably something that keeps, so that you could buy in bulk and keep it.
Oh, ramen noodles all the way.
Yeah. And maybe you bought yourself a tall boy just to sort of like, so you can do that stumbling drunk walk, and people will ignore you. It's probably something weak because you're not interested in damaging your senses in any way, shape, or form.
I mean, that's my parents went down that substance abuse road, and
Exactly.
I don't want to do that.
Oh shit! Fuck no! I know exactly what you do. You fucking buy a one of those big ass tall waters, and you ask the clerk to put it in a brown bag for you.
I'd say what I mean by drinking only to keep up appearances would be like if I'm with the like people at their job and they're like, "Here,
Right.
man, have a
Right.
drink." You know that.
Gotcha.
Like walking down the street, I'm just this big hulking like
Okay.
mess of a man.
So
Most people aren't going to
you
mess with
don't put
me.
on any sort of act to try to like slide past humanity.
No, man.
Okay.
If I just got paid,
All right.
I bought batteries
Yep.
and I bought a fucking drumstick. You know the ice cream treat? Like,
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right.
yeah, yeah.
The,
That is my treat yourself moments. I buy a drumstick, chocolate one, just waiting for that moment till you get to the very bottom at the end of the cone where there's a full chocolate chunk in there, and you just kind of wish, man, I wish the whole thing could be like that.
all right. So batteries, a backpack worth of ramen, probably a couple of bottles of water because water's necessary.
Yes.
And then you again you got paid really well for this. You're not happy about what you did, but you got paid well. You actually bought yourself 2 drumsticks.
That's nonsense. They'd melt too quickly.
Okay, so you buy yourself a drumstick.
I tried to make the money stretch as long as possible so I don't have to do these jobs.
That makes sense. No, you're right. That makes sense. I was about to say no,
'Cause-
it's winter. It wouldn't melt, but no, that makes perfect sense. That's a very
Yeah, like I tried to make every penny stretch because I hate doing that work.
exactly. Okay, so you're munching on your ice cream on the way back home. You've probably already popped batteries in and have spin doctors on the headphones. And you're walking down the alleyway towards your building when you sort of absentmindedly kick something that sort of slides out in front of you. And you look down. What is Caleb's favorite album ever?
I mean, favorite album?
Yeah. Or musician. I won't make you go as deep as to say album.
I mean, favorite musician would have to be Real Big Fish.
Okay. You look down, and there's this dirtied, beat up plastic case laying on the dirt in front of you. And it is Real Big Fish.
Holy crap! A copy of Turn the Radio Off.
It is a copy of Turn the Radio Off.
I look around. Is anyone like
There's
anyone?
a handful of people that you recognize, other street folk, sort of walking around, but nobody's paying attention to it. CDs tend to be the kind of luxury that folks on the street don't pay much attention to.
I pick that thing up.
All right, you pick it up, you pop out your Spin Doctor CD, slip it into the case, so now you have a way to protect it,
Mm-hmm.
and pop in Real Big Fish, and it starts to play, and at first it plays and then it skips. And it plays and then it skips.
Scratched.
And you're
course.
like, no, it's not gonna work. And then after a couple of scratches, it just goes. It's a little beat up around the edges, but it's still good.
Okay.
And the first song, nobody cares about the first song of an album anyways. So you head on home.
Whoa, I mean, no, the first song on that album's really important. That's fucking Sell Out. Like,
Oh, it is. Isn't
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Sellout is a little scratched. You miss like well, you don't miss it, but you get bad audio in like the first 30 seconds.
Oh.
But it's still a new album. That's like
Okay.
That's a big
Yeah. No. I have to like readjust my expectations back to reality.
Like, this is fantastic. I would imagine that Caleb is doing whatever the giant street person hunter version of skipping is.
Oh no, I don't want to draw attention to myself.
That's why I specified. But whatever his emotive version of skipping is, he's doing that.
I imagine my initial instinct is weary that something or someone's going to try and take this away.
Mhm.
So until I get back to my safe place, I'm like paranoid.
Okay. Oh, that's perfect. Cool. So you're keeping an eye on everything and everyone. As you walk past your building, you see a couple of guys. You don't know their names, but you recognize them, and they're guys from the outfit. So you just keep on walking.
Mm-hmm.
You take a left at the end of the alley where you don't normally go. You know there's a handful of sort of a maze of alleys back here, so you just sort of keep an eye behind you. You don't see anyone, but you take a left and a right, and you know you can make your way back if you need to. When you hear something strange, there's a lot of construction noise in Detroit, which is weird because, again, you wouldn't think there'd be any, but at the same time, people are constantly trying to reinvent places that have fallen on hard times. And you hear this odd electronic crunchy noise. And you recognize it immediately because you hear it through your headphones. So you lift those off, and you hear this, and then a pause, and then a sort of electronic crackle surge into another,
Like a jackhammer?
like a jackhammer, but crunchier and more metal on metal sounding. And it doesn't just continue like a jackhammer does. After a couple of rolls through, it has a short, repetitive sort of cycle. And make me a wits composure roll. Or wits investigation to determine the area it's coming from.
All right, I got 3 in wits and 3 in investigation. So roll 60-10.
That would be 6010. Yes. With you, you know the 6010 slash exclamation point whatever it is to make them explode,
No.
right? Oh.
Nope.
Okay. Well, roll 6010 and we'll roll extra if you need to explode them.
No explosions.
No explosions. Okay. So one success though. So you identify that it's the building all the way at the end of this little alleyway, and to the right, it looks like it might have used to have been a fish market or Chinese market of some sort. There's a weird symbol that is this fishbone symbol with some Chinese or Japanese or some sort of Asian lettering on it. You're not entirely sure.
And it's coming from in here?
It's coming from that direction, yes. It's about 100 feet away from you.
I'm gonna slowly and cautiously head towards it. This is new, and I don't like new things in my area.
Understandable.
I need to know what it is so I know if it's a problem.
As you're sneaking along, do you look for some sort of weapon?
I mean, not. Oh, dude. I've never really needed one up until now.
Okay, so you sneak up. There's a door, it's closed, but you can hear definitely whatever this is, and as you get closer, it's really metal on metal grindy. There's a lot more sort of, the only thing I can try to describe it as is like when something gets stuck in a
garbage disposal?
Sure, yeah. And something gets stuck in some sort of metal press. It's sort of like that sort of a sound.
Ugh. And it's coming for. I'm gonna keep slowly and quietly. I'm gonna kind of like try and sneak over to get a view some way that I can.
The windows are boarded up, doors closed. The only way you could get a view is to try to like sneak the door open a little bit.
Yeah, I would like to try to sneak the door open.
That's going to be dexterity and stealth.
Okay, that is also 3 in both of those.
Right, so it's another 10 roll. Or 60-10.
There's an explosion?
So 2 successes and an explosion, yeah.
So roll an additional d10?
Yep, another d10.
Boom.
2 successes. I should probably roll against this.
I mean, but you don't have to. Just because you probably should doesn't mean that you have to.
Alright. What is your dexterity?
3.
3? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You sneak the door open. And inside you see this strange contraption. It reminds you of one of the only video games you've ever played. When you were about 10, the year before everything sort of went wrong. You remember for Christmas you got Chrono Trigger on the Super Nintendo.
Whoa, you're way past dates there.
Am I?
Yes.
Hold on. 35 years from today is... So 25 years from today is... okay, that would be back before 19...
Wait, is this set... Are we set in the future?
We're set in current day. Modern day.
Okay, so then, yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you're right. All right.
We're talking like 1990, 1991.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, fine.
You're gonna hate having me.
No, I'm not. I just gotta reset my mind for things like this. So Chrono Trigger came out in like 95. What would have been a good robotic No, fuck. Okay, it's a movie. You remember one of the last movies you went to go see in a theater?
Okay.
Which was RoboCop.
Oh, I fucking love RoboCop.
There's this weird automatonish looking creature in the middle of this room. And its arm is sort of freaking out. every couple of seconds and doing this weird like pumping motion up and then back down, and that's what's creating this weird ratchety noise. And the closest thing you can identify it to is RoboCop. It looks like a person made out of metal. But like you do see like hair and you see like bits of skin here and there, but most of it's metal.
That ain't right.
And over in the corner is a guy sort of typing on a computer and one of those old blocky DOS type things. And he comes over every once in a while with what looks to be like some sort of ratchet gun and just hits a couple of screws, goes back over, types, and hits a key, and it starts to move again. And you hear that as it moves really loudly and ratchet-like.
Why is everything so ratchety?
Maybe somebody hasn't figured out how to get everything working right yet.
Wow. Yeah, no. I'm gonna kind of naively stumble in and be like, oh crap, are they making the next RoboCop here?
There's a moment, and the man in the corner sort of turns around. He's much smaller than you. And as he looks
most people are.
up at you, his eyes get kind of wide. He has this shock of maybe light brown, dark blonde hair. And he's very, very skinny. Almost looks like maybe he doesn't eat enough, which isn't surprising. But
that's the par for the course around here.
Exactly. But as you look closer, he definitely isn't like malnourished. He's just really skinny. And he sort of stares at you for a moment. Oh, hello.
Hi.
Hi. No. This isn't RoboCop. Though I can see why you might think that. It's a... I guess I might have been inspired. One of my favorite movies when I was younger.
Oh, just RoboCop's a shit, man.
Definitely. Absolutely. Please, come in, but close the door if you don't mind. I don't want everyone to hear.
No, yeah, dude. Then, I gotta tell you, then you're doing something wrong.
Yes, unfortunately. What can we... Oh! He scrambles off into another room, comes back with a handful of blankets. Would you mind perhaps try stuffing the gaps in the windows and the door?
I shrug and, yeah, just go take it and start stuffing them. And yeah. I mean, it's getting cold out anyways.
He goes back over to the computer and starts clacking at something. And then stops and turns around. I'm very sorry. Walks over to you, holds out his little hand. Please call me Adam.
Caleb, I say, extending my large hand.
He takes like 3 of your fingers and shakes very vigorously. This. I don't have a name for it yet, but this is going to be what saves us all. And he runs over and starts clacking at the computer again. You make me...
It's...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, this is going to help people?
He sort of says, oh, yes. It will stop things that can't be stopped by us.
Politicians?
Maybe. I was actually thinking witches, though.
I just stare at him in disbelief at his mention of witches.
You're staring at his back. He's typing away.
I look around for any drug paraphernalia at him mentioning witches.
Make me what's composure? It's a little dark in here. No, with investigation. And it is a little dark in here, so maybe -1.
Okay. Are they all so only 5 instead of 6?
Yes.
Is that how that works? Okay,
That's
cool.
how that works. You don't see anything per se. It is a little dark in here. There's a lot of detritus. It's hard to tell necessarily what might be just sort of mess left by somebody else and what might be his particularly, but you don't see anything that jumps out at you as there's no needles, there's no bong, there's no anything that jumps out at you as druggy per se.
Well, that's a relief. So the hell are you doing here?
I'm unemployed, and well, the work's important, so I had to keep doing it. And then they took the house, so I had to find someplace new.
Uh-huh. But that doesn't tell me what you're doing here.
Oh!
That just tells me why you're here.
He turns around. You mean, what is this? And he gestures to the thing.
I mean, I could ask more obvious questions if you'd like.
Ah, yes. First, we need to plug those holes. We can't have people investigating. He runs over and grabs a blanket from you and starts generally trying to hang it around. Do you help him plug up sound gaps, or?
Yeah. I mean, I don't got anything else to do, really.
Alright, make me a dexterity crafts.
Okay, so that's going to be 4. Oh, there's an explosion.
Okay. The two of you take about 10-15 minutes plugging up with the blankets, the holes. The blankets, you actually notice, are cleaner than anything you've seen in a while. Which isn't to say they're clean. Like, they definitely have some stains and stuff. But they're not, like, frayed or just, like, drenched in all sorts of fluids. The stains seem to be dirt, oil.
Yeah, I want to.
Been in this environment.
When this guy's not looking, I want to pocket one of those, like, into my backpack.
Yeah, he's distracted. You shove one of the blankets into your backpack. Easy peasy.
And then continue to help.
Yep, as you guys are plugging these, he says, so, I haven't decided on a name for my creation here, but he is going to be alive. He's going to come back. He was a soldier, and he's going to continue to be a soldier. You know how Detroit all of a sudden came on incredibly hard times, right?
I mean, for like the past couple years or so.
Yes, but it was sudden. There was this just, bam, everything goes to hell.
Dad said that all the damn car companies went overseas.
Yes, but they haven't. I mean, look at Marysville in Ohio. Look at, and he names several others that I don't know. Greensboro in North Carolina. You have Bowling Green down in Kentucky. The automotive industry in America is still alive and well. There is something that is going on. And I found it.
Uh-huh.
There's a coven. And it has been slowly leeching the life from this city. Maybe for generations, I don't know, but I'm going to save everyone. I'm going to stop it.
You're going to help people.
Of course. I mean, that's what science is for, right?
I shrug.
He runs over and gently sort of slaps the giant arm of this mechanical thing. And he stops. Jacob. I'm going to name him Jacob. Jacob here is going to be my first step.
Okay.
I just have to get the code right. He runs back over to the computer and starts clacking along.
Yeah, Caleb's just kind of like, huh? Caleb's not very bright, like at all.
Sure, you're confused. This is weird. Nothing is
I've al-
threatening about this guy, really, necessarily, but he seems out of his mind.
Right, nothing's alerting me to danger, but I'm a little slow process. I only have a 1 intelligence.
So the doctor hits an enter key again, and the thing moves, and it sort of makes you jump as it actually stands. And it actually is a little bit taller than you. It's maybe 7'6", 7'7" at its full height. And its arm raises, fist closes, and there's a sort of a jerky, and its fist slams through a concrete wall right beside it.
Holy shit!
Back out. Drops back
Just
down.
like RoboCop.
And the doctor looks back. Yes, that's it. That's it. I think I have it figured out. He stops. Oh, you know what? You must be hungry. He runs into the other room. Comes back
Hi,
out.
Jacob. Hi, while he's gone, I just kind of went, hi, Jacob. I'm Caleb.
You don't get any response, really. At least not for a moment. And then after about 30 or 40 seconds, when you've sort of given up and realized that maybe this is just a robot, an arm lifts and waves and lowers.
I chuckle. I'm amused. Whoa. So you can like, you get what I'm saying?
Its head cocks the other way, sort of imitating you. Saying,
Caleb. Say, gesturing with both thumbs at me.
K-Lab.
Jacob. I point at him.
It sort of raises its hands and looks at them. Jacob. And they lower again. And it goes still. Adam comes back in. He has 2 sort of steaming cup bowls and hands you one.
Just freaking scarf that down. I don't even care what it is.
It's really hot. But you start scarfing, and it's some sort of noodly Asian sort of tasting. It's good. And he sort of stares at you as you just scarf it down and goes, "Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna burn through the stores faster than I thought."
Oh, I pull out a couple packets of ramen from my backpack.
Oh, no, it's okay. He, here, come look. He runs into the other room. You get the idea that this guy doesn't walk anywhere.
I follow him. Well, luckily I can probably keep up in just a few short strides.
You follow. He runs through what is clearly some sort of kitchen area, back to a back room, and there's a click whoosh of an active refrigerator. And he steps in, sort of holding the door for you. As you step up and grab it and step in, there are walls lined with all sorts of little prepared boxes and tubs of some sort of Asian-inspired cuisine. Some of them are airtight, most of them aren't. But clearly, it's kept well enough that it's still good.
Someone's gonna come rob you.
Well, I mean, unless I had a big friend.
I mean, that would be nice. Having big friends is nice.
That's why I built Jacob so big. I always wanted a big friend.
That
So
would be nice.
he sort of looks up.
I blink, totally not getting it.
Will you stay?
Am I supposed to go?
Well, no. I don't want you to.
Oh. Oh, okay.
What?
Sure. Do I have to hurt anybody?
No. We're gonna help
Okay.
people.
Oh, okay. Oh, I haven't helped anyone. That would be nice.
Well, no. We're not going to hurt anyone. Jacob might have to, unfortunately, but they're bad people.
Jacob seems nice. He waved at me.
His eyes lit
Or-
up. He waved? He
He
dapped
waves
his
back.
eye.
Oh, okay. I shrug and follow him out.
The next several days sort of go like this. The two of you getting to know each other. Adam sort of attempting to teach you everything he's doing. And Jacob slowly more and more becoming a smooth, automatic, mechanical creation. On the third day that you spend in this abandoned restaurant, the two of you wake up. Thankfully, not to a cat scratching you, but to the sound of much quieter, but still, when it's right next to you, somewhat loud, turning servos as something driven by mechanics walks past. And you sort of jump up. I presume, given your recent years, you're probably a very light sleeper.
Oh yeah, totally.
You jerk awake, look as Jacob ducks under the doorway to the kitchen, strides in, picks up one of the cups of the prepared and freeze-dried noodle stuff, and just sort of like brings it up to a face and squeezes it, and then sort of drops it and moves on.
No.
And picks up another, and then walks towards the kitchen door and tries to find a way to open it. But
here, Jacob, here. I show him how to open the door.
you open it, he walks in and begins picking up uncooked stuff and just
No, wait, Jacob. Only a little bit at a time, man. You gotta make it last.
hungry.
Oh, you hungry, man? Let me make some for you. Does he actually have like a mouth that he can?
He does.
Take in
You
food?
can see sort of the lower part of a humanish looking jaw. That's
Okay.
covered, and then the top is covered by this sort of metal mask.
Just like RoboCop.
Just like Robocop.
Yeah, no, here. I take him out. Sit down. I'll get you food.
He drops onto the floor.
I prepare him some food, and I will attempt to show him how to drink it out of a bowl because the hell is spoons.
Make me a. Oh shit! What would this be? I don't even know. What is a RoboCop teaching role?
What do you roll to teach a RoboCop?
Oh shit! So this is going to be presence.
Okay.
Oh, this is gonna have a presence expression.
Okay, so I got 2 presents minus 1 for unskilled expression. So this is
Yeah.
just literally a D10.
I will give you +1 for sort of the intimate setting. So
Okay.
you've got 2. Alright, you attempt to teach him to drink it, and it spills over him and burns him a little bit, and he starts to like.
Whoa, slow down. Here, I get myself a bowl. Like, you got, it, I pal up the lips and do the whole slurping thing.
He goes, and nothing. He doesn't actually bring the bowl all the way to his mouth.
Okay, yeah, all right, all the way to my.
Dexterity, athletics. You're attempting to show him physically now.
Yeah, okay, I got this.
Yeah, you like pick it and lift his lips and gently lift, and then pick yours up and do it, and he begins to get it.
Oh, good. Before he wasted too many foods.
You look over, feeling somebody watching you, and Adam is sort of just like leaning against the doorway, just sort of like watching, just shaking his head a little bit.
Oh, hey man, do you want some? Jacob was hungry.
I'm all right. This is amazing. What is going on?
Jacob was hungry, so I got him some food and showed him how to eat.
I know, but he's not on.
I thought you said he was alive, man. Like, I'm confused.
Well, I meant like AI alive. I didn't mean like no power needed alive.
I thought his name was Jacob, not Al.
Fair enough. He sort of slips away and goes off and starts writing something in a notebook that he keeps. So over the next couple of weeks, Adam starts having you teach Jacob how to run, how to climb, how to punch, and he starts attempting to teach Jacob how to read, how to write language, those sorts of things. And this is going to be sort of a quick couple of rolls just over the next couple of weeks, how well you guys sort of impact this entity that you've brought into the world.
Okay.
So you are attempting to teach him physical training stuff. So give me a strength presence roll.
Okie doke.
And Adam
I also
to roll intelligence academics.
I would also like to teach him how to shuffle cards.
Okay. That will be a separate roll then.
Okay.
Dexterity is very different from what you're teaching him to do right now.
Oh, I know. Right, yeah. Well, he's got to know how to have fun too.
Sure.
I'll show him how to shuffle cards, and this is how you stack a deck. No.
So 2 successes then from that?
Yes.
Okay. And Adam also got a success. Make me a dexterity expression roll. No. Yes. Make me dexterity expression to teach him how to shuffle a deck.
Oh boy. So that's going to be at 2.
Wow.
Oh,
and
look
it
at
explodes.
that! Look at that explosion.
Oh, almost 2 successes. Cool. Yeah, you also at nights begin to teach Adam, because he also doesn't know any card games, and Jacob how to play cards. Probably something simple to start off with, like War, and then working into things like Gin.
No, man, we start with Go Fish.
Go Fish, also simple. Working into things like Euchre and Gin Rummy and stuff like that.
I don't know all those fancy games. I might barely know poker.
Okay.
I know.
Gin Rummy's not complicated.
No, but where in my life did I learn to play Gin Rummy?
I'm 90.9% sure that almost everybody that goes to like a one of the either food pantry type places and or places that offer beds for the night, everybody there knows gin rummy and pinochle. I swear it's a thing.
I'll take your word for that.
As somebody who has worked at a food pantry before, everybody knows all the card games. It's the weirdest thing.
Something you can do that doesn't take a lot of money. You just need a deck of cards.
Exactly.
Okay.
Anyways, so you teach card games, whatever the card games that
Yeah.
Caleb knows are. Yeah. So you guys teach Jacob to be humanish, more or less, over a couple of weeks. He learns pretty quickly, and
I forgot the most important thing.
yes,
I have to teach him music. Like, I have to show him Real Big Fish and the Spin Doctors.
yeah, you do. That doesn't take a roll.
Okay, good.
You invest time showing Jacob what good music is.
Well, then I definitely have to teach him how to skank.
You also, Adam also spends a lot of time showing him what he thinks good music is.
Like the one and only ska dance move, the skank. You just link arms and kick almost like a can-can line.
Ska is a thing that the three of you actually all share as like a group. Yeah. After a couple of weeks have passed, you wake up one morning. Adam is over at the computer working on something. You don't see Jacob anywhere. So you get up and you walk around looking for him. You come in and Jacob is sort of standing at what apparently Adam installed overnight while you were asleep. It's a small workbench, and on it are a handful of firearms.
Oh.
And Jacob is picking them up, disassembling them, setting them back down, reassembling, setting it back down, doing that with each one. There are two sidearms and what looks to be some sort of assault rifle or submachine gun type weapon.
Damn, Jacob, look at you go. But what's all the guns for?
He looks over his shoulder, and as he looks over, you realize that the metal face mask has been lifted off.
Oh.
And now these bright, like, electric blue orbs that fill where his eyes used to be. And you realize that the hair that you saw sprouting out of the mask is sort of this mohawkish line, but irregular, sort of down the middle, and the rest of him is actually bald. And there's also this nasty, jagged scar that sort of runs down a forehead, over one eye, over a nose, and just ends before the jaw. Ah, Caleb.
Yeah?
Master told me. He slips and puts another one together.
Master?
Yes, Master Adam. So, comment. This is not a new thing. He calls you Master Caleb and Adam Master Adam.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotta be careful, those. Those can hurt somebody.
Yes, we must prepare.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Forgot.
We must be prepared in case someone attempts to wrest our home from us.
I pat him on the shoulder encouragingly.
He goes back. He's pretty good already. You don't know how long they've been doing this, but he's good. And Adam turns to you, bags under his eyes a little bloodshot. There's a cup of coffee sort of sitting there on the desk. He picks it up and sort of sips at it. Took all night, but I think he's ready, Caleb.
All right. I still don't quite really get what that means, but
It means Tonight, we go on our first mission.
Uh, sure, yeah. Okay.
Don't worry. You look concerned. Don't be.
Okay.
We're going to go and we're going to get answers. No one will get hurt.
I nod.
Well,
No, no one.
hopefully no one.
Adam's the nicest person, the nicest anyone's pretty much been to me in years. So like,
Oh yeah. I'm gonna. He sort of wavers for a moment. I'm gonna get some sleep.
yeah, man, you look like shit.
It's been a long night, but he looks over at Jacob and smiles. So proud of him. You remember when
He's
he couldn't
pretty
even
cool.
stand? He's come so far.
Sure.
He looks up at you. Thank you, Caleb. You've been a huge help.
Thanks. It's been nice having a place warm to stay in, lots of food, and someone else that likes ska.
You know, we have a name for that someplace.
I blink.
It's called a home.
Haven't had one of those in a long time.
Well, I hope you have one now.
I look uncomfortable.
He sort of stumbles over, passes out on his cot. Jacob finishes reloading and checking the assault rifle, sets it down, turns towards you. Gone are the sort of sluggish or jolty movements from the servos. There still is a bit of a hum as he moves, because a lot of his joints are powered by gyroscopes and stuff. But Adam's made improvements over the last couple of weeks, as well as he's just gotten more accustomed to being able to operate. And he just sort of turns to you and gives you a little bit of what you presume would be a wry grin on most people, but is this almost disturbing sort of face stretching look on Jacob, as he's not 100%.
He hasn't mastered facial expressions.
Right. Well, yeah, and also his face is kind of patchy, so...
Yeah. I smile back. I still don't really get what's going on. But Jacob's cool, then Adam's nice.
We should do something. But first,
What you got in mind?
breakfast.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, breakfast.
He heads towards the kitchen. He actually cooks breakfast for you.
Oh. Okay.
This is something that like you guys have been working on, but like this is the first time he really has it. And hands you a bowl, takes a bowl for himself, and sort of sips at the noodles. Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
Sip. What do you do for fun? Adam taught me about fun last night.
Oh, well, that's like the music, man, and the card games, and...
Oh, okay. He takes a sip. It seemed like Adam made it seem like there would be more action and movement to it.
Well, I mean, there's dancing.
Dancing is fun. He takes another gulp. What is... He sort of turns his head up for a second. Football.
It's a sport where two teams
Sport.
play. Yeah.
And his face sort of freezes for a second, and his eyes sort of look back, and you sort of see his eyes moving back and forth, and they're a little creepy to look at because these definitely fake, like brightly blue glowing nodules that have been put into eye sockets, but they're definitely looking as though he's reading something. Ah. We do not have a football team, but there is a baseball sports team, the Detroit Tigers.
Well, I mean, there's the Detroit Lions.
He looks back. I missed the Detroit Lions.
Barry Sanders all the way.
He goes, Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders is a quarterback.
Barry Sanders is a running back, dude.
Ah, running back. Quarterback
I mean, he doesn't.
is a
He doesn't.
position that commands and throws the ball.
Yeah, yeah. Though Barry retired like last year, but he was the best.
Interesting. Where do you
2,000
play
yards
football?
in '97. 2,000 yards.
2,000 yards. That is 6,000 feet. Over 1 mile.
Oh, well, you play the football at a football field or a football stadium.
He sort of looks at you. Do we have a football stadium?
Yeah, totally.
He looks around. Where is it?
It's so elsewhere across the city.
Oh, Detroit has a football stadium.
Oh yeah, Detroit, not us, like personally.
He finishes sort of drinking his noodle soup.
I mean,
would like to see
oh
this
wow, actually, I guess wow. Sorry, quick research. They're building a new one though, because they broke ground on Ford Field November of 1999.
Yes, they did.
So it's under construction.
I should have known that, but yeah. I was actually at one of the last games that was ever played at the Tiger Stadium. But that's another story. Anyways, so Jacob sort of turns and starts to walk out into the main room. And then you hear sort of a creaking as a door opens. And then a door closes.
What was that?
You go out, look, you don't see Jacob anywhere. You run to the door, open it up, and look, and you see Jacob walking down the alleyway.
Oh, hey, wait up, man.
He stops and turns. Ah, Master Caleb.
Where are you going?
Points over towards the stadium.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. Let's go.
So you guys go, Jacob leading the way. He leads you directly somehow to the Ford Stadium and stares up at the sign that says it's under construction. Reads it, sort of stops for a moment. Ah, will not be complete yet.
No, but here it's going to be awesome.
And then he sort of looks around. Where can I find football? And
Like a football or to like
turns.
watch football?
And starts walking again.
Wait. Are you looking like to play football, to have a football, to watch football?
Yes.
What day of the week is it?
It's probably a Wednesday or a Thursday.
So there's no game on right now.
He says, we will go to Palmer Park. There is a Little League football game.
Oh yeah, we can go watch the kids play. I get kind of briefly depressed and try and shake it off.
And again, Jacob leads you to a place he's never been before.
Oh, that's...
Walks up and sort of stops. And yeah, lo and behold, there is a bunch of kids playing football out on the field.
See, those kids are playing football.
He sort of watches. Make me a. You guys sort of watch for a couple minutes, and after that, make me a wits composure roll.
Wits composure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, there's an explosion.
Yes. You start to notice a bunch of parents beginning to sort of look over at you guys, and like a couple of women actually staring at Jacob, and then you see somebody pick out a cell phone and hit 3 numbers and put it up to their ear.
Damn, who's rocking a cell phone? 99.
It's a thing.
I guess privileged
Not
parents.
a lot of people, but it's a thing. Is it really 99 right now? Hold on.
You said when I was about 18 or
18 or
19, 35, go back like 17, 18 years.
Would have been, yeah, right around 99, 2000. Okay.
Yeah.
So I lied. There's no cell phone. You see somebody run over to a payphone.
There we go.
Yeah, that makes what Jacob's doing even more mysterious, actually.
He's just a walking modem. He's got dial-up.
If I saw a person make that noise, I would flip. But yeah, so yeah, you see somebody run over to or walk briskly over to a payphone and like hit 3 numbers and pick it up.
I mean, I don't think we're doing anything wrong, so...
No, but you know what 3 numbers means. You've lived on the street long enough to know what a normal, average-looking person.
Yeah, I
means.
start looking around for any trouble or danger. I wouldn't assume it's me.
Okay, hold on. Make me. This is just a raw wits check.
Raw wits? Okay.
Yeah.
Like, Caleb's not too smart, and he's still pretty
isn't.
naive at this point.
He's not smart, he is naive, but he's got an awareness about him because he's lived long enough on the streets. Okay, yeah, no, you're looking around trying to figure out what's freaking people out.
Like, normally when people call 911 on me, it's because, like,
yeah.
I'm doing something,
Exactly.
or it's like a dark crowd street. Like, no, it's the middle of the day, and we're just standing here.
You don't know what it could possibly be. Yeah, it's weird. And about 10 minutes later, you hear a car sort of pull up behind you. A couple of doors open, a couple of boots hit pavement, doors close. You look over your shoulder, and there's a couple of officers sort of standing there. They're not touching weapons or anything. They're just sort of standing there and eyeing you.
I wave.
They acknowledge and begin to walk over towards you. Do you say anything to Jacob?
Yeah, I don't think I would think to.
Okay. They walk over. Excuse me, sir. We've got a couple of parents that are a little concerned about you watching the game. I understand you might just be interested in football, but it might be best if you just sort of move along. Is that all right?
Are we doing something wrong?
No, but parents and kids, they get worried. You guys are a little ratty looking. No
I look at my
offense. I mean,
clothes
I understand it happens. It's not a big deal, but just, maybe go find some older kids to watch. At this point, Jacob turns around and one of the officers says, "Oh my fucking god, what the hell?" And he sort of reaches down towards a gun, and the other officer sort of takes a couple of steps back.
Well, this is just my friend Jacob. It's okay. He just wanted to see some football. He'd never watched football before.
They both have to make a roll. He makes his roll. What about Skinny? Skinny makes his roll. Cool. They both sort of stand, and one of them begins to slowly draw a firearm. Keeps it at his side, but he's getting ready. And the other sort of looks at you and says, "What do you mean your friend? What is that thing?"
That's Jacob. Hey,
Jacob
look,
sort of
I know he
waves.
looks...
Hello, how are you? The officers say, you guys need to get out of here now.
I don't understand. What'd we do?
The other officers begins to slowly, like, raise his weapon to, like, halfway. You heard him. Get out of here. Go! At this
Okay,
point,
come on,
the
Jacob.
crowd's beginning to draw.
I look around like I normally know when I've done something wrong, and
You can't figure it out. You don't understand.
hey! I haven't done anything wrong. We just went to watch some football. We're not hurting anybody. I would get kind of like angry and like yell at them. I don't care if there's a crowd at this point.
Shit, they rolled really bad. Okay. So they both sort of stare at you for a moment, and they sort of back up to the car. One of them reaches in, pulls out a radio, begins talking. You can't quite hear what he says. And Jacob looks at you. Damn, Jacob. He looks at you and looks back at them. Caleb, we should go. They are calling reinforcements. They will be here in 13 minutes.
Okay. We ain't doing anything wrong. Let's go.
They are afraid. Heart rates are elevated.
Well, then let's go. They're dumb.
Respiration,
They're
adrenaline.
dumb. This whole place is dumb.
They are dumb.
Let's go.
Jacob, make me a strength expression roll. No, intimidation expression.
Oh,
No,
strength?
strength intimidation. Sorry.
Oh, baby. Now we're talking.
Jacob looks over at you. He looks back, walks over, lifts a mitt, flips the cop car, and looks, "You are dumb!" And both cops piss themselves and run.
Holy shit! Alright, come on, Jacob. Now we gotta go. Really? Now we've done something.
He looks, oh, sorry, and starts running. Make me stamina athletics to keep up with Jacob.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, explode that dice.
It didn't explode very much.
It did, but you keep up with Jacob as he's fucking fast. Like, not only is he tall with like super long legs, but dude's strong. Like, I mean, he flipped a cop car over.
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, that was fucking crazy, but it was cool.
You guys get back pretty quickly in short order to the hideout. You open the door. Jacob goes in. He walks over to the workbench. Goes through each of the firearms really quickly. Breaks them down. Puts them back together. Sets them down. Turns around.
That was crazy. Those guys were jerks. We weren't doing anything wrong.
They were afraid. Why were
Yeah,
they
it's
afraid,
'cause-
Caleb?
Because we're bigger than them.
People are
People are-
afraid of bigger people?
They think it means that we're mean. Somehow being big means you're mean. That you want to hurt people. That's not true. I don't want to hurt people. I'm not mean.
You're not mean.
No, but everyone thinks I am.
Am I mean?
No, you made me breakfast. That was really nice.
They are dumb.
They are dumb.
The next several months go basically like this.
At some point in the next several months,
Mhm.
I want to see if Alan we have the ability to get a TV so that we can watch movies.
Okay. Adam, you bring this up, and Adam like sort of sparks at the idea. And the next day, there's a TV.
All right, sweet. Then we have to rent RoboCop.
Oh no! Wait, do you seriously do that?
Yeah. Look,
Okay.
look, out of character, Karnis. This is some we both know what ends up happening. I'm merely playing my part in what ends up making it happen.
No shit. Okay.
My character in flashback versus my character in present day are going to seem extraordinarily different
Oh, this
because
is
of
fucking beautiful. You beautiful son of a bitch. I love this.
I commit. Okay, I commit.
Oh shit.
No. RoboCop and Princess Bride, because he needs to see, Fezzik, not all big, because that's my hero right there, Andre the Giant.
When the monster rolls an exceptional success on understanding what it is. All right. Yeah, so over the next several months, you introduce Jacob to all sorts of movies. RoboCop being your favorite one to watch.
Followed by The Princess Bride.
Probably a handful of others.
Star Wars. Definitely
Of
Star
course,
Wars.
Star
Oh my
Wars.
god, Star Wars.
Jacob loves Chewbacca. But he also really likes Darth Vader. Like,
Well, duh, Darth Vader's
yeah,
fucking
he's
cool.
awesome. So you go to sleep one night after finishing The Empire Strikes Back.
All right.
And about 3 or 4 hours later, you wake up as the door to your apartment, your base, slams open. And in strides Jacob. He's got some blood splatter on his face and neck and chest. Adam sort of running in behind him, breathing heavily.
You guys okay? What happened?
Jacob looks down. He looks at you and he holds out a hand. Join me. And the Empire will quake at our side.
Remembering the quotes out of order, I dramatically go, "No! That's impossible!"
Jacob chuckles. We had a mission. Adam said it would be wise not to wake you.
Oh. There's a lot of blood. Are you guys okay?
He looks down. We are okay. Adam walks over to you, or walks over to the corner by the computer and sets something down and walks over to you and says, yeah, Jacob's pretty awesome.
Well, the force is strong with this one. And I give Jacob a high five.
He slams your hand down with a crushing high five.
Thank God I'm as strong as I am.
Adam says, yeah, he's, yeah. No, some days I kind of feel like Yoda. It's pretty awesome.
Does that mean you want one of us to carry you on our back?
He sort of looks up for a second. No.
Oh.
Maybe.
All right. I was going to say, don't get cocky, kid.
He chuckles. Oh, all right. We've taken our first step tonight. We struck a huge blow, Caleb. Things are going to go well. And
Cool.
we're going to have a new friend.
We are?
Yes. I'm going to start working on him in the basement.
There's a basement?
Well, course. Have you not explored the place?
No?
Oh. Well, he leads you down and leads you back towards the kitchen, and over in the corner is what looks to be sort of a broom closet. He opens it up, and there's actually stairs that lead downstairs. He sort of runs down them, and you follow after him. And he says, "Look, I've spent the last like 3 months outfitting this place. It's gonna be awesome."
Whoa. I have no idea what any of this is.
Well, that's okay. I do, and I'm gonna make more folks like Jacob. We're gonna do
Is
what
Jacob
needs to be
there with
done.
us?
Jacob's still upstairs.
Okay.
I mean, not like Jacob exactly, but you know, like we're gonna bring some more friends around,
Awesome.
right? We've got such a huge place here. It'd be a shame not to share it.
Yeah, no, and except we're gonna help people.
Exactly. We're gonna help everyone. And you head back upstairs and hang out with Jacob for a while. Adam runs upstairs, grabs whatever it was he set down on the table. Do you try to get a look at what it is?
Yeah, sure.
Make me wits composure -2.
Wits composure -2.
As he's actively trying to hide it.
Okay, so... Yeah, good luck.
He's just sort of like holding it up against his body as he walks past, and you sort of see this weird leathery book.
Huh. Okay.
He continues on downstairs, comes back up, picks up a big trash bag, walks downstairs. You guys hear the door sort of like close gently, and you spend some time talking with Jacob. A couple of days pass, and you actually don't see Adam, so you walk over and open up the door that he's now showing you leads to the basement. Open it up and walk downstairs, and he's sort of slumped over a desk with a little IBM laptop, and there's some weird parts set on a table. They look like pieces of rock and wood, and there is some weird brownish sort of stains on them, but nothing looks like person. It's just pieces of stuff.
Cool.
But yeah, he's sort of slumped over and gently sort of snoring. So you...
Hey, man.
Oh.
Hey. I'd shake him gently.
Oh. Caleb, what's up?
Dude, I haven't seen you in a while. How long have you been down here? You need to eat.
Oh, he looks at the date. Oh, yeah, I probably should. I must have been asleep last... He looks at the date again. 2 days ago. Sorry, I'm kind of focused. Yeah, let's get breakfast.
Yeah, you got all these cool jar thingies going on. I mean, it's awesome, but you gotta eat.
He smiles. Yes, this one is blah 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 blah, and he starts listing off various chemical compounds.
Eyes glaze over like real quickly.
He looks at you smiling, and sort of like his smile lowers. It doesn't fade, but it sort of reduces in magnitude for half a second, and he says, "Let's get breakfast," and runs upstairs.
I'll make pancakes.
He stops and looks down at you. We have pancakes?
Do we? I don't... I don't know, actually. Now I'm doubting myself.
If you would like to have pancakes, I'm sure you could have gone.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah. It's like not like homemade pancakes, but like the, Bisquick, just add water. Yeah.
I haven't had pancakes in forever. he turns around. We're having pancakes.
Yeah, no, then I'll make pancakes for everyone.
Yeah, you go up and make pancakes for you and Jacob and Adam. Jacob looks at it, picks the whole thing up, sort of crushes it and takes a bite. His eyes sort of widen a little bit. Caleb, this is good.
It's pancakes.
He takes another chunk out of it and he just shove pancake into his mouth.
Has he even tried it with syrup yet?
No.
Whoa, buddy. Just what? Here. I slide over, and I put just enough syrup spread over, and I hand it back to him. Now try it.
Adam pulls out a fork and a knife and demonstrates cutting the pancake.
Oh yeah, that'll get real sticky otherwise.
And then hands them to him. And he sort of looks at them and then starts cutting the pancakes and just shoveling. Caleb, you are an amazing cook.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I just hold up the box and you just add water. There's no way that this could possibly go wrong. No.
Apparently, I'm really low on Twitch, and I don't 100% know how to change that.
Your OBS. Make sure you can bump up your volume and microphone settings, whichever is inputting.
Okay. Good question. Which is inputting settings?
Here's the question: am I also low on Twitch, or is it just you?
You're apparently really loud.
Okay, then it's going to be your microphone that's the issue, not your volume.
Okay. I mean, I don't. Again, I'm new to this.
Is this OBS? Okay. It looks like you're. I don't know what you have it set up as.
I didn't set it up.
Oh.
I just sort of did a thing. Okay, is that better?
That. You may have been using the wrong microphone.
Yeah, I think I was actually.
Though looking at it now, seeing the levels go up and down as I was talking, I'm wondering what's picking up where.
I do not know. So, yep, that's definitely that mic.
Yeah, no, that's probably me talking.
Oop, didn't mean to do that.
It's not your video capture. It's probably you just go to the properties.
Yeah, so I switched it over to the correct mic. I don't know what else I can do besides that.
Hold on a second. I'm going to listen in on the stream.
Okay. Well, again, this is with the correct mic now. So, I don't necessarily know.
Okay, everything sounds great.
Does it? Cool.
To me, yeah.
All right. Well, again, I just checked, and it was pretty much on the wrong mic, yeah.
You were probably talking to a webcam mic.
I think that's what was happening. Sorry, guys. My bad. I apologize. New to this sort of thing. This is why I used to have KC do this.
We're sorry, Foxy Boynet, and anyone that's watching this on YouTube afterwards.
Also, Asmo, thank you for letting me know. Anyways.
Oh, Asmo's watching? No, okay.
Where were we? Pancakes, yes.
Pancakes!
Right, so yeah, you guys eat pancakes. You and Jacob go about your normal day. What does a normal day in the life of Caleb and Jacob look like?
I mean, I honestly imagine that we don't do a whole lot. I imagine Adam doesn't want Jacob going out if he's aware of it.
Probably not, if he's aware of it, yeah.
And honestly, I'm much happier in here than I am going out there.
Okay.
Um, so I don't know how we get more movies, play
Yeah.
card games.
Watch, RoboCop,
What?
The
Yeah,
Breakfast Club.
watch. Oh my God, The Breakfast Club. Uh, like you know, yeah, I imagine there's a whole lot of not necessarily doing much.
Okay. So
Um,
you and Jacob
I
have. Oh, go ahead.
what I remember from being I mean, I was younger than Caleb was, but man, we just sometimes just sat around a lot and didn't do much, listened to music, and
So you guys are listening to whatever the newest CD you guys have found and or purchased is. Your collection has grown from 2 to like 8 now.
I mean, if we happen to find like a really good, like cheap at like a pawn shop or something, like see, it's 99. Like I don't know, uh,
Record exchange.
Super Nintendo or something like that.
Oh.
Like we can get some video games up in here. Uh,
Oh. That might be a thing.
N60, N64, maybe. I mean, that
N64 is
might be.
probably too new.
I mean, at that point, N64 is at least 2 years old, so we
Yeah,
might be able to
yeah.
find one at pawn. Maybe, but
Maybe.
whatever. We find anything like that. Like get this guy playing some video games. I mean, things that I know existed that I didn't have access to until Adam.
Yeah.
I will because of my vice is envy, so I'm jealous of stuff that people have that I don't. So like I will totally on occasions exploit
Oh, yeah.
uh so like, oh yeah, it will be good for Jacob.
Okay, so you guys have just you just finished a level of Battletoads and Double Dragon on Yield SNES,
Oh baby.
and Jacob sort of looks down at the controller and looks over at you. Looks back up to the he's playing Pimple. I don't know who you're
Hmm.
playing, but he's playing Pimple. And he looks over. Caleb,
Yeah, man.
am I the bad guy?
What? Why would you be a bad guy? You're awesome.
The bad guys always have guns.
Well, I mean, remember RoboCop? RoboCop had a gun, and RoboCop was a good guy.
But people were afraid of him.
That's because they just didn't get it, man. He looked different, you know? He's like us.
Right.
But what did RoboCop do? He was cop. Protect and serve. He helped people.
But he
He
also
saved the
killed people.
day. RoboCop stopped bad guys that were trying to hurt other people. Sometimes you have to do things to stop people from hurting people.
You have to stop people from hurting people.
Yeah. Like think about it. He told them to like cease and desist. He was trying to tell them to stop. And then when they wouldn't stop, well, and they were going to hurt someone, what choice did he have? He didn't want to let people get hurt.
This makes sense. Thank you, Caleb.
No, you're not a bad guy. You're like RoboCop. You're a good guy.
People are bad.
Some people are bad, but like Adam and I are people. I think we're pretty cool.
Persons are good. People are bad.
Dude, that's really deep.
Something that Adam said.
Well, I mean, Adam's smarter than me, so.
Good. Good. You guys go back and start playing the next level. So, the next evening comes, and Adam, after dinner, looks at you, Caleb. So, Jacob and I are going to go out.
Okay.
Do you want to join us?
Yeah, sure. I mean, what are we doing?
Going to stop bad people.
Oh, so I actually get to help people now?
if that's what you want to do. But
Yeah,
it
yeah. I want to help.
you might have to hurt someone in order to stop them.
I mean, I've hurt people before, but if I'm actually going to be helping someone, then
Okay.
is Jacob there in the room?
Yeah, he's sort of sitting
I
next to you.
turn, look at Jacob, and go like RoboCop.
He nods. Adam sort of looks at you. All right, all right. Hold on. He runs out into the other room, comes back, uh, breaks down a small pump action shotgun for you, shows you how to use it really quick, hands it over to you.
I know how to use one, sadly.
All right. Well, yeah. Then then I guess it's I'm gonna go fire up Mark II.
Oh, his name's Mark?
It is now. He runs downstairs. There's a couple of the odd sort of firing, crackling noises you associate with electricity and old horror movies. And then Adam sort of comes up, and behind him comes this giant hulking mass that sort of barely fits through the doorway. Actually, it dwarfs both you and Jacob. He sort of has to hunch a little bit in order
Whoa.
to stand in the room. Just sort of
Dude,
stares at the two of you.
Mark is huge.
Yeah, he's not quite where Jacob is yet, but I've got the programming right, and he should be able to work for tonight. We'll work on getting his language skills and everything up to date soon.
Awesome. Jacob, we're ready to teach your younger brother?
And Jacob sort of looks up and says, "Yeah, that sounds good. Come on, Mark." He walks off. Mark sort of slowly trudges after him. So you guys head out onto the streets. You begin moving slowly and quietly through a couple of alleyways. Adam sort of running ahead and then coming back and sort of gesturing everybody. And occasionally he'll like do the eye thing, pointing thing to Jacob, and Jacob will sort of jog off ahead and come back and sort of wave everyone on. You guys make your way downtown to a giant abandoned building, one of the old industrial buildings. It's mostly pretty well maintained, but everything's a little more rusty or a little less shiny than it should be. And at this point, Adam sort of looks down the street in either direction and says, "Okay, Mark, get us in that building." And Mark sort of looks down at him, nods, and takes 3 running leaps across the road, smashes straight through the door.
Man, we should call him Bruce.
Just a boost. At this point, you begin to hear sort of a soft wail of some sort of alarm that's gone off. And Adams runs across the street. Jacob takes off at a sprint, and you just sort of like instinctively follow behind them. Jacob starts running up some stairs. Mark just sort of plunges a hand through the ceiling, and then another one, and pulls himself up. And as you guys start running upstairs, you just see Mark ripping his way through the floors one by one until you get up to the 13th floor. Jacob stops, looks around, makes sort of a sniffing noise, and then kicks a door down, runs in. Adam sort of holds back and sort of like waves you forward. You charge in behind, and there's probably about 2 to 3 dozen people just sort of spread out around this room. A lot of them in rags and in various street attire. Over in the corner, you see a small little fire burning, and Jacob sort of scans the room quickly, whips out his two sidearms, and dashes over to the side, firing as he goes. And you watch as three people sort of sitting around this fire, their heads just explode in a shower of gore. You stand there dumbfounded, run after Jacob, and you see that there's this small little circle of blood that this fire's in the center of, and there's some weird objects on either side. Jacob begins to slowly survey the area, looks down at you. I think these are the three.
Uh, 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 uh,
He points at the circle and says, "This is a circle. They were doing a summoning. Witches."
wait, like actual witches?
At this point, I need you to make a stamina roll.
Stamina. Coming up.
Okay.
Stamina.
Jacob.
I make my stamina roll. I got one success. Looks like.
That's probably not going to be good for you. Okay. You take 2 aggravated damage on your character sheet. At traits, there is your health at 8, and then there's bashing, lethal, aggravated. So you pop.
Bashing, lethal, and aggregate.
Yep. So you have 2 aggravated damage as this sort of searing pain just sort of sinks into your chest, and you watch as slits open in your skin, in your arms, and blood just begins to sort of leak out. You see a little bit of blood sort of drip from Jacob's nose, and then he sort of shakes his head and looks at you. Caleb, you must get out. Not safe. He moves and begins to sort of look through the crowd looking for something. And at this point, there's a crunching sound as 2 giant fists burst up through the ground, and Mark begins to slowly pull himself up, and everyone on the floor starts freaking out. Like, they've seen gunfire before, that's not a huge deal. Whatever the fuck this is, Mark pulls himself up and just begins to grab people and throw them through glass and smash them into the ground. And you're watching as people are literally being, like, squeezed like Go-Gurt by this massive hulking beast. And Jacob sort of stops and stares at Mark for a second. And he sort of goes slack for a moment. And then his muscles sort of tighten, and he looks back at you, and his normally weird electric blue eyes have gone sort of gray. And he doesn't say anything, he just turns around and begins firing indiscriminately into the crowd.
I duck for cover?
This goes on for about 30, 40 seconds, and then there's just sort of silence. And you hurt, like, the wounds that have opened on your skin hurt like hell, but you're alright for the most part. It's just really painful.
I'm just clutching that shotgun. I'm like, I've seen some shit, but nothing to compare to this.
Yeah, no, this is a whole new level. Actually, Make me composure resolve roll.
Composure, resolve. All right, that's
6 dice.
sixer.
Okay. You
One success.
feel this screaming, gibbling voice in the back of your brain as you look up at Jacob, and he looks down at you, and for a moment, all you want to do is do anything you can possibly do to get as far away from him as possible. And then you sort of like take a moment. This is Jacob. You know him. He's your friend. You sort of take a deep breath, calm your breathing, and the voice sort of dies. And Adam sort of walks in, takes a peek around, heads over to where you guys are, looks down, takes out a vial, pulls the cork out with his teeth, and pours it over the circle. And there's this sort of hissing sound, and then some weird sort of sparks explode off of where the circle was. And he looks further around, walks over to another person, turns them over, looks at their wrist for a second, searches them, and pulls out this small little pouch, stuffs it in his pocket, comes back over. That was close. Sorry, Caleb, you shouldn't have been caught in the middle of that. There were more of them than we thought there were.
The fuck was that?
Well,
did I get shot? I didn't see him with a knife.
No, it was a spell. We knew there were 3 of them. There was a 4th, though, and she had a trigger spell waiting. He pulls the little pouch out. All she had to do was add some blood to this, and immediately it took hold. I gave Jacob protections against that kind of stuff, but I don't really have a way to add that to you, unfortunately. Anyways, we should get out of here. The cops are going to be here soon.
And everybody else? Were they all in on it too?
No, unfortunately, Mark didn't know who was who. We're going to have to work on that.
Mark and Jacob just killed everyone.
No, Jacob knew what he was looking for. Mark didn't.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
We're gonna have to
but this helped people. This helped people, right? Right? Like these were bad people?
He points down at the circle. You saved a whole family right there. That circle was going to find and destroy probably some middle-class family off in the suburbs. Take all the wealth and benefits from them and give it to these witches.
Okay.
Alright, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah.
Takes off down the stairs. Jacob right after him, you on Jacob's heels. You guys get down to the ground floor, start running out, and there's a smash of glass, and then this sort of boom explosion of concrete as Mark sort of just lands next to you guys, and then starts running, sort of slowly loping after you.
Dud.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, book it.
Yeah.
A little shell shocked by it all.
Yep. You guys book it back. Over the next year or so, Adam begins to add a few more members to your family. He adds a female he calls Clarice. He adds another male he named Donovan. And a 4th and a 5th that he just refers to as E and F. You give them names. You call them Eli and Farah, after Farrah Fawcett.
Of course. All right, so Clarice, Donovan, Eli, Farah. There was one more I think I missed in there.
Nope, those are the 4 that he added.
Okay. And of course, Mark and Jacob. Just keeping notes.
And over this time, you guys hit more buildings, every time it gets more and more and more violent, but you find more and more and more witches. So it's collateral, but at the same time you can see the good you're doing. The last raid, you guys even literally had like a spell fire battle where a couple of witches were just slinging power at you and Jacob as you were sort of like held down, and you guys kept firing back at them until Mark could make his way up below them and literally pull them down into the ground.
So it's becoming more and more apparent to me that what this all is, and that witches are.
Adam even begins to sort of teach you how to protect yourself against witchcraft, carrying little pouches full of combinations that he calls hex bags on you to counteract magic. He at one point comes back with a tattoo that goes up his arm that he shows you. It's in some sort of odd looking language, and he claims that it will actually stop him from being attacked directly by a witch, and recommends that you go get one, but you're a little wary and it seems odd. And the whole time he becomes a little more reclusive, begins to spend more and more and more time in the basement until pretty much that's the only place he is, and you actually don't talk to him directly anymore. It's all through either cameras that, like little camera phones he's set up, or speakers, intercoms that he's set up, and you just basically spend time mostly with Jacob, but also with the rest of the crew.
Did the others ever gain as much cognitive faculties as Jacob?
Slowly. Mark never really does. He can talk to you, but it's a process getting Mark to talk. The others begin to actually develop their own personalities. For instance, Farah does not like ska. She's actually really into heavy metal, and goes off by herself and listens to her own stuff when you guys have your skanking sessions. But the rest of them are very much people. So it's about a year and a half after you first met Adam.
Mm-hmm.
You all are sort of sitting around having breakfast. Everyone is...
So it's...
chatting lightly back and forth.
So it's summer 2001?
Yes.
Okay.
And Adam bursts out of the basement. His hair's gone scraggly with little bits of white and gray through it. He's grown like a sort of a scruffy beard. You haven't actually seen him in probably 3 or 4 months. And he sort of bursts out. We have to go. We have to go now.
Okay. Okay.
It's not safe.
Okay. Let's. Hey, okay, everybody.
He takes off.
Assuming what I assume to be my kind of big brother role amongst everyone, like we gotta get going.
Yeah, you start gathering and riling everybody. The door opens and there's a just roar of a shotgun. And then there's bullet rounds that start pouring through the walls. There's sort of a tink, 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 and then an explosion. Yeah, you dive, and an explosion rocks the kitchen. You sort of shocked peek back up as a couple of folks in sort of rougher looking clothes, a guy in a denim jacket, and a girl in biker leathers, and a third guy in what looks to be like a lab coat sort of burst into the room and start just taking pot shots at everyone. And the others go crazy. They run at the three of them, and the three retreat. You sort of stand there shaking your head as Jacob sort of like stands over you and looks down at you and looks back over to the other room where you can hear now like sort of a couple of screaming sounds and some tearing sounds, and then there's a massive explosion as what you can only imagine is a RPG being fired into the building.
Oh dear God.
A couple of seconds later, as the concussion sort of rolls through your head, and dust is sort of drifting around, you look up and see that Jacob isn't there anymore. He busts back through into the room. His eyes have gone from that electric blue that you're used to seeing to that weird gray again. And he has the woman that was in biker leathers in his hands. And just sort of pushes his hand up into her stomach and just starts pulling. Slams her into the restaurant style sort of prep table and just starts smashing over and over again, just saying, "Must stop bad people." And there's sort of a squish as blood pours.
She stopped, man. She stopped. Ugh.
The guy that was in the denim jacket sort of stumbles behind, and you see as he raises an axe and swings.
Do I have enough?
Shink. Do you have enough what?
I have enough faculties and ability to kind of get up and try and tackle him.
Absolutely. Make me a dexterity athletics roll.
Okay.
Yeah. Roll that explosion. Roll that explosion. Keep going.
Oh
Damn,
my God.
Dude. All right. Yeah, you
Trip 10.
Run
That's
up
4
as
successes?
swinging an axe at Jacob's neck, tackle him to the ground. The axe sort of like sinks into Jacob's arm a little bit. You tackle him down and just sort of like pin him to the ground. Jacob turns around, pulls the axe out of his arm, and looks down. And you sort of got this guy pinned. And he's just sort of staring at the two of you for a second. You look over, and the main room is just fire and rubble and corpses. And Jacob walks over, lifts the axe with one arm, and drops it into this guy's skull right in front of your face. Caleb, people are bad.
Who are these people?
He sort of just stands there and waits. Looks around, pulls the axe back up, begins to walk out through the fire, out into the street.
I kind of stumble out after him.
You stumble out after him, and you look around. You don't see him. You run down the alley, and begin to hear screams. Run down further, and the alley that sort of leads towards the sort of T that your guys' base is off of is just a place where a lot of straight people sort of call home, if you will, where they make camp at any rate. And you run over and you watch as Jacob's just walking and occasionally just cleaving with this axe, ripping through people left and right.
Jacob! No! These guys didn't do it! These aren't the people! I'm gonna run and try and, stop him. Like, no!
Like, physically, or just, like walk in front of him?
I'm appealing to him.
Appeal?
Like, no, stop!
Yeah.
Get in the way. Yeah, I will get in the way.
Presence, empathy.
All right. Let's see this nice, beautiful 1d10 here.
He looks down at you and just takes an arm and sort of moves you.
I'm going to try and take the axe out of his hand.
Strength athletics. I was hoping you would try to directly take an axe out of his hand.
I would like to risk a will here. Do I have a will?
Absolutely.
Okay. So that means I get to roll additional, or?
You roll 3 additional dice, yes.
Okay, yeah. Whew.
Wow, you guys tied. You reach up and grab on, and he begins to, like, just gently pull the axe away, but it doesn't work. So he looks down at you and pulls again, except that you pull back at the same time, and the axe doesn't move. And his eyes slowly narrow at you. Caleb, people are bad.
Not all people are bad.
All people are bad. They must be removed. They are a plague.
No, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. I'm gonna keep trying to pull the axe out of his hand.
He's gonna attempt to wrest it from you, so it's another strength athletics roll.
I'm gonna risk a will. I'm gonna risk the will again.
You can only risk once per scene. You can spend willpower though.
Okay. Okay, I'll spend the willpower.
Okay.
And that's still 3 extra?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, come on. How much willpower did I have? Or I should be down.
6. You're still at 6 because you risked and succeeded. So you're at 5.
Okay. Yeah, 5. All right, cool. So I guess that is 3 successes. 1 exploded, but it only rolled a 5 after.
That is 3 successes. You throw your weight down and rip the axe from his hands. And Jacob sort of just looks down, looks back at you, turns and begins to walk off, lifts a person by their skull and just crushes it.
I'm going. I hate to do it, but I am going for the. Just what I saw that guy doing. I'm taking the axe to the back of his neck. I'll spend the will on it.
Okay. Strength. Fire or strength and weaponry.
Okay, so that is gonna be. You
also get +3 for the axe.
Yeah, I'm going big here.
And +2 because he would have never seen this coming.
All right, so 3 from willpower, 2 from the axe, and 2 for
3, 3, 2. So plus an additional.
All right, so
8.
8, 12, 15. Okay, well, time to go big. Time to go big.
All
right.
Yeah, no, he there's no defense on this because he doesn't think you'd do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Foomp. Axe sinks into his neck. No blood spurts, which is weird. But he stops moving for a second. And the axe is sort of wedged about halfway through his neck.
I'm going to try and push it through. I'm trying to cut his head off.
Make me strength and weaponry. +3 for the axe.
Okay.
He's just shocked at this point.
So that's going to be a total of 10 this time. I guess that's only 2 successes. Damn.
You push, and it slides in another, just sort of like section, and he drops to his knees.
I'm gonna try and finish it.
Make that last one.
Oh, sweet Jesus!
Yeah, and you just sort of pull through, and Jacob's head sort of
rolls,
drops to the ground, rolls
9
around to your feet.
successes.
Blue eyes just sort of staring up at you.
I'm gonna pick up his head and kind of cradle it. It's gonna be okay, buddy. We're gonna figure this out. We're gonna make you okay.
Why?
You were hurting people.
Bad people.
No, not all the people were bad.
His eyes close a little bit.
I'm gonna sit there and cradle his head and stumble back, I guess, to grab whatever meager possessions I have. And then,
as you get back, you grab your possessions and start to head out the front. And there are a handful of people in denim and leather, sort of gathering. With one guy has a baseball bat with like nails jammed into it, and another guy has a rifle, sort of leaned over one shoulder. There's a gal that has 2 boxing gloves with like metal studded into them, and they're just sort of like working up their nerve to just charge in the front door.
And then I come stumbling out holding a decapitated head and an axe.
They also just like jump back, like, "Holy shit!" The woman runs up to you. Whoa, what the? She like looks at you for a second. Oh, this is a -2 because you look like a Promethean. Hey, that's good. She like stops and goes, "Shit, this guy's human." And they run towards you and they start like checking you for wounds and stuff. The guy with the rifle looks at you. "Are you all right, dude? How long do they have you in there?"
I just kind of like look like I am dazed and confused.
Yeah, they just sort of like batter you with questions, but when you don't answer, they're not surprised because victims are rarely cognizant.
Coherent. Yeah.
Yeah. So they move past you into the building, and I presume you sort of book it out.
I kind of just like
start walking.
Go back to my old last old hiding spot. But like I imagine that through all of this, I'm kind of like,
so
for lack of better words, like punch drunk, and I'm kind of like stumbling through the street, and I'm still holding this head and this axe the whole time with my bag over my shoulder.
Yep. You stumble into your old sleeping place. As you stumble in, a guy sort of like jumps up with a like piece of a chair leg and just like starts threatening you and goes, hey, this is my place. What are you doing here?"
I just kind of like look at him, give him the stare down. Just an intimidating stare as I'm just going to go over and slump onto a different part of the floor.
Make me presence intimidation. +1 for your thing.
+1 for my thing.
Yeah, and then he's going... and then -3 for his composure.
Okay.
He sort of stares at you and, like, waits. And as you begin to move in, he runs forward and slaps you with the chair leg. It doesn't do any damage.
I'm just gonna
start to like slap you with it.
I'm gonna respond by just headbutting him.
You don't have to roll for that. You headbutt him, he just crumples to the ground. At this point, you start hearing people coming down the streets, and you hear people start entering buildings all throughout this street. You hear someone sort of come in and shout up, "Hey, is there anybody in here?" And sort of start to walk up the stairs slowly and cautiously.
I'm just sitting there, not really being threatening or anything. I'm just kind of in shock. Sitting in the corner of this room, still holding the head and the axe.
Someone comes in. "Holy shit! Hey, get in here! This dude fucking killed somebody!" A couple of minutes later, there's a handful of cops around you, sort of just screaming at you to drop the weapon.
I drop the weapon and just kind of like cradle the head.
Yeah, they push you to the ground and start cuffing you.
I was already sitting on the ground.
Yep, they pull your arms behind you, start cuffing you. Head rolls away.
I don't resist.
They one of the guys sort of like really gingerly rolls the head into a bag. They pick you up, take you downtown. After several psychological tests and interviews and some autopsy results, they find out that the head was long dead. Long before, like, 100 years ago. The worst thing they could find to accuse you of is grave robbery, but you don't have any grave dirt or anything on you, so they let you go.
Do I get my head back?
The officer at the front desk just sort of stares at you. What? No! That head is evidence.
It's my... That's my friend. It'll be okay, I can fix him.
He sort of just looks at you oddly. Make me a presence persuasion roll.
Oh, God. That's not gonna go...
No.
Yeah, I'll spend the will
Spend
here.
willpower?
Fuck it.
All right.
Spending the will here.
3 more dice. He looks at you odd, sort of looks down, reads over a couple of things, looks you up and down, says, "Give me a second." He disappears through a door, comes back out with a box, and just sort of like sets it down and gingerly pushes it towards you.
I take the box. It's alright. It's not evidence if there's not crime that's being accused of. No.
And he just sort of like looks at you. You can go now.
Thank you. Have a nice day, officer. And I turn and walk out.
As you walk out, you see him like hitting a button and pulling a tape out of a recorder and like sliding it somewhere. And you walk out of the police station and you turn down onto the main drag and just start walking. And
Cue Incredible, the music at the end of the Incredible Hulk TV show.
You open the box and pull out Jacob, just sort of like stare at him, and the next thing when you look up, you're in the middle of a cornfield, just sort of walking, and you just sort of shrug and tuck Jacob under your coat, just keep going.
Toss him in the bag with the ramen.
Yep. And that's where we'll call it. Except one last scene, 10 years later, give or take, as you open a book bag, look down at a pair of bright blue glowing eyes, and like hold up a head into a small cottage, and then lower it down, turn it towards you. Yes, Caleb, that is the spell. You tuck the head back in, zip the bag up, pull out this ornate-looking shotgun carved from some sort of bone with a hand claw reaching out around it, bust in the door, and just start blazing. And fade to black. And then we hear the sounds of Rob Zombie's Dracula. Over the end credits.
No, that is not my end credit. It is the sad music from the end of the Incredible Hulk TV show.
Nah. Dig through the ditches and burn through the witches. Slam in the back of my Dracula. Good night,
No.
stream.
No. No.